Welcome, everyone. Pursuant to Section 54956 of the California Government Code, a special meeting of the City Council is hereby called for August 29th, 2023 at 5:30 p.m. We do have a quorum. Margaret, could I get a roll call, please?
Councilmember Mendoza,
Here.
Vice Mayor Meyer,
Here.
Councilmember Orlevins,
Here.
Councilmember Pearson,
Here.
Mayor Bryant.
Here. Okay. If you could join with me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. At this time, we will open public comments. Margaret?
We'll take public comments in the chambers, followed by Zoom comments. If you're participating via Zoom, please raise your hand to speak under public comments. If you're in person, please file a speaker card. At this time, the public is permitted to address the City Council on items that are on the closed session agenda. Remarks are limited to 5 minutes per person, and your microphone will be muted after the timer has expired. While we encourage your comments, state law prevents the City Council from discussing items not on their meeting agenda. If appropriate, staff will follow up on them with you directly, and a speaker may or may not allocate his or her time to another speaker. I have 2 speaker cards in person. I'll call on Danny Dorman, followed by Denise Duran.
Good evening. I'm here to speak today about our city manager's performance. I can't begin to tell you what the city manager has done to help our city. I really can't tell you. He has galvanized all of us as a community, the council body, and leaders that run our city. Just one case in point, what I call the Kumbaya meeting. Boy, just what we needed. He took what was originally asked by Councilwoman Mendoza and put his personal spin on it. The result? I just can't find the appropriate words. Who would have thought such a meeting was needed? It certainly surprised me. I'm sure it surprised you all as well. He has often sparked spirited conversations regarding where we are and where we should be as a community. Why, where would developers be without Tim's influence? Tim has a number of successes under his belt. He should be applauded for his efforts, but no matter how often his efforts are brought to you, they seem to be completely ignored. That's why I'm here, to continue to bring to your attention what Tim does, in the hopes that the city, one day, you'll acknowledge his efforts and finally do something that rewards these actions. Rewards I've always thought were rightly deserved. I can talk about Tim all day and what he means to the community and what he's done to our city. I can't imagine what the next 12 months will be, but if it's anything like the last 12 months, well, nothing, almost nothing surprises me. Thank you.
Thank you. The next speaker is Denise Duran from the Brentwood Chamber of Commerce.
Good evening, Honorable Mayor and distinguished City Council members. I'm here tonight to speak on behalf of the Brentwood Chamber of Commerce for tonight's special council meeting to review City Manager Tim Ogden's new contract. My name is Denise Duran, and I am this year's Chamber President. In the Chamber's mission to build business and build community, we have found a knowledgeable, responsive, thoughtful resource who shares a similar commitment to both serve and continually develop a better Brentwood. From the perspective of building a vibrant and strong economic landscape that both attracts and maintains local business development, Mr. Ogden has created an effective team to promote smart growth, which is a criteria for Brentwood's general plan. In addition to business development, there's also the requisite to develop and manage a sizable number of city staff. In reviewing our experience and engagement with the city, the Chamber is appreciative of Mr. Ogden's willingness for visibility and availability. His attendance at Chamber events, including ribbon cuttings, expos, mixers, or special events, shows his level of involvement and interest in promoting a message that says he cares and is interested in being a resource to those who build their dreams by investing in Brentwood's community. This level of interest, engagement also includes his continued support of carrying forward City Council's requests to address the needs of its constituents, which is impressive. Thus, I have great respect for the multiple threads that Mr. Ogden skillfully braids to create a tapestry for Brentwood that incorporates City Council, staff, residents, service organizations, county, and state requirements, not to mention his own family, which is a quality that we in this community consider a priority. The Chamber looks forward to our continued opportunities to work collaboratively with our city manager. And we are thankful to Mr. Ogden's work, time, effort, and overall commitment in creating a culture that epitomizes what makes Brentwood not just better, but great. Thank you.
Thank you. I had also 2 emails submitted prior to the meeting from John Elam and Mike Luker, and these have been posted on the City Council meeting website. I do have 1 hand raised in Zoom. I'll call on Cinziana Todor. Cinziana, go ahead.
Hello, good evening. Thank you for the opportunity to speak. I would like to focus my comments on the closed session agenda item D1, City Manager Employee Evaluation. From my perspective, a D- grade is in order, or on whatever other scale you pick, it's below expectation and really bordering unacceptable. Typically, our city manager identifies as the CEO of Brentwood. For C-level executives, the evaluations are focused on mainly 5 key areas: leadership, people management, strategy, operating metrics, and external relationship. If he was to be evaluated on these key areas and being and working in private sector, he would have been fired a long time ago. And I'm going to give you a couple of examples supporting my comment here. Leadership. Typically a leader leads by example, but he's not a good example. He constantly exudes an attitude of indifference, arrogance, condescending answers when he's asked in public setting. I only observe what's going on in the public. I don't go to ribbon cutting ceremonies, wine and dine type of events, or anything like that. I only observe what's happening during public sessions that we have access to. Looking from outside in, he always has a passive-aggressive approach in answering and supporting you as city council members. I definitely form an opinion as a resident, and definitely rating him from a strategy perspective. His strategy continues to be to drive the city into the ground. The vision to make Brentwood the very best, preserving its rich heritage and keeping Brentwood in the hearts of the people seems not to be very clear to our city manager. It is very hard to list any of his achievements, really, because for most part, all the items that are considered completed on city's list today are items that he's been forced to act on. On operating metrics, from the perspective of productivity, asset utilization, quality, and customer satisfaction, we are also not heading in the right direction. I really hope these metrics were presented to you or available to you, so you can base your decision on that. He continues to slow walk important project. It's been obvious in the past, and we have not seen an improvement year over year. Margaret, I can't see my time, so I'm not really sure where I am time-wise. But I want to continue by saying it brings a lot, very high risk factors to our city. Thinking about how really the housing element update was handled. We incur additional expenses because the project was behind schedule and ran the risk to be exposed to builder's remedy and other draconic measures coming down from Sacramento, impacting our city and our planning. Staff reports continue to be incomplete and of very poor quality, no improvement there either. It is his responsibility to ensure you have all relevant information in a format that's easy to understand and support your decision making. All of you council members expressed this frustration, and also we've seen it happen at the Planning Commission. I am also not very satisfied with his performance on external relationship perspective. I'm still in the mindset of taking legal action for civil rights infringement, since he asked me in writing to refrain from speaking, commenting on issues.
30 seconds remaining.
Thank you. Transparency is also lacking. We haven't heard anything around the leadership roundtable. Is it still on? It's not on. Any reporting on that? It's not there also. The Brentwood is defined usually good enough is never good enough, and if we find a way to do it better, striving for the best is never defined or constrained. It is never reached, and we advance the standard every day. We're not seeing that being promoted by the city manager, so I would
The
like
speaker's
for you
timer
to-
has expired. I have no additional hands raised.
Thank you. At this time, we will recess to closed session. Do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion to recess to closed session.
I'll second.
We have a first and a second. All in favor, aye?
Aye.
It is unanimous. We are in recess to closed session. Thanks.
You guys want me to go back and look at it? I'll just hang here for a minute, make sure I'm scout screaming.
Yeah, if anybody comes out, then we'll go back.
You're good?